welcome back to Georgia's Elite Eight Tip-Off Classic. I'm Marcus Burnett, got the pleasure of calling the action here. Miller Grove taking on McEachern. McEachern, they watched people grace their home floor this entire day. And here they are in the nightcap with a chance to defend their turf against a program that has made a living on coming into places and being able to get out with a W. Miller Grove High School, 7 out of the last 8 state championships here in Georgia. Different administration under head coach Russell Chester, but as Josh Jackman, Tay Hardy, and some of the members of this Miller Grove team would tell you, different program, same mission, and it starts here tonight with their first regular season game against McEachern. So starting lineups are being introduced. Miller Grove, as usual, not going to wait for individual names to be called. Their starters will be as follows. Number 2, Jalen Mason. Number 14, Jermon Clark. Number 22, Kevin Page. Number 1, Maurice Mo Harvey. And number 10, Tay Hardy. Coach Jonathan Robinson and LaShawn Reeves, they're on the sideline. Head coach Russell Chester as well. Sharif Cooper, one of the starting 5 for McEachern. Also Babatunde Akinbola, as you see there, number 14. Brandon Suggs. Number 15, Juan Seals. And number 35, Isaac Okoro. McEachern High School coached by head coach Mike Thompson. Coach Thompson, we would call it new digs, but it's more of a facelift on the old McEachern gymnasium. Some renovations done, a lot of the work done behind the scenes in the locker room space. But also you can notice some of the changes made there on the playing surface and on the part that we all see. I'm sure Coach Thompson less focused on the gym as it stands, more focused on making sure his team is 1-0 at the end of this one. Akinbola and Page will tip it off, and Miller Grove will have the first possession. Jalen Mason will bring it across. He's guarded by Cooper. Speaking of Sharif Cooper, starting point guard, his sister Taya Cooper is here with a couple University of Tennessee teammates. For those that don't know Taya Cooper, you couldn't have been around Georgia basketball for the past few years, but several times state champion there for McEachern, one of the best point guards in the country there when she was in high school, and very solid at the collegiate ranks as well. First points of the game scored by Miller Grove. That was Kevin Page there on the first bucket. Here we're going to have a trip to the free throw line for Isaac Okoro. Okoro will definitely be a player to watch here throughout this contest. Home rims not being kind to him there on that first free throw. Second free throw, Silky, to make it 2-1 now. Miller Grove with a 2-1 advantage. Here's Mason on the drive. No sir, says Akinbola, gets his first swat of the contest. Akinbola at 6'8". Safe to say he will change and/or swat a lot of shots over the course of the season. Okoro thought he might have gotten away with the walk. He does not. Officials make the call, turnover. And for Miller Grove, it'll be number 33. No 33 listed on my roster, so I'll have to get that name at halftime for you. Maurice Harvey trying to get it to Page. Page loses the handle on it, stolen away by Brandon Suggs. Cooper up top. Missed jumper is tipped around. Tay Hardy going for it. Akinbola going to get called for grabbing Hardy around the arm there. So no reason for too much panic there for Coach Thompson, but you want your big man to preserve those fouls. You never know when you might need them, or the official might make a bad call or two. You want to save those fouls for when you can make the most out of them. That was already a ball that Hardy was in a better position to get. One foul, no big deal. We'll see when he picks up the second, as it might have implications. Still a 2-1 ball game. Harvey gets it over to Mason in a tough spot. He finds a lifeline. White jerseys flying all around. That was tipped initially, and Akinbola picks up the pieces. Here's a Okoro. No, sir, says Kevin Page. He's done a great job protecting the rim for the Wolverines. Early on in the exhibition season, they dropped one to Gainesville, but Page made notable plays against a couple of the Gainesville athletes, including KJ Buffin. And a big ups. Coach Rasul Chester giving us a heads up on number 33 for Miller Grove. That's Garrison Coles for the Wolverines. Coles will have a seat after the early action. Okoro has it poked away, picking it up. Trying to is Harvey. So we'll go over to McEachern. Both teams trying to shake the cobwebs off a little bit. It's early season basketball, so there are going to be some kinks to be worked out. No one expects these teams to be in midseason form. We just want to see a good game as they knock the initial dust off, as another hoop season is underway here in Georgia. Cooper being guarded by Mason. Cookies, Tay Hardy all over it. Okoro following suit, and Aquante Hardy with the easy lay-in. He's been a producer, averaged right around 16 points at Southwest DeKalb prior to transferring to Miller Grove. And he went on from there, averaged 9 points in last year's championship season, but he's going to be called on to do a lot more and very quickly. Very short curve for Tay Hardy when it comes to this Miller Grove program in the midst of some changes personnel-wise and coaching-wise. Hardy, one of the more slept-on scorers in the state. More and more people are waking up as time goes on, but he'll be able to use this 2016-2017 season to take on greater responsibility and a bigger stage that comes on as a result. First free throw off the mark. Seals, familiar with the white and purple of Miller Grove, was a member of the Wolverine squad, that championship squad last year. Now he's a McEachern Indian. Splits the pair of free throws, makes it 4-2. Hardy up top. Elbow jumper, tough contested shot. Page tips it. And it will be McEachern basketball. Thanks for joining us here on SUVtv, the inaugural Georgia Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic. It's Cooper's fouled there. So Cooper at the helm. He's being guarded by George Wilson, who's just checked in for Miller Grove, number 11. Cooper out to Suggs. Suggs will dial up a three-pointer. First three-point make for the McEachern Indians here in this contest. Our first three-pointer of the game on either side. That'll make it 5-4. Good ball movement, but good rotation and communication there by McEachern. Hardy will take his time. Makes a move on Okoro. Hangs in and gets the deuce. Isaac Okoro, a player that can jump out of the gym. Hardy using that shoulder to keep him at a distance, hang in, and finish. 1 point game now in favor of Miller Grove. Okoro denied on the inside. McEachern able to inbound it just in time. Traveling violation going to go against Suggs. So it'll be a turnover. Joshua Jackman, a very crucial part of this Miller Grove team. He is currently out rehabbing from an ACL injury. Right there in the GTWA t-shirt, one of the better defenders that you'll find in the state. And even outside of it, he's guarded some of the better players you'll see from across the country. He's the guy that when Miller Grove has went up against a Callaway High School, he's guarded Malik Newman. They play Chaminade, he'll guard a Jason Tatum. Guy that's always up to the challenge, so you miss a guy like that on your squad. But at the end of the day, it's the next man up. And that's the approach Miller Grove has taken. And this current campaign is in progress here with tonight's game one. Hardy good on the first free throw. Second one on the way. That one kicks off. Isaac Okoro with the rebound. Dime drop, but downgraded to a nickel. Layup is missed. So 7-5, a 2-point advantage for the Wolverines. Here's Harvey. Harvey going to be called for the offensive foul as Isaac Okoro was there in plenty of time. Step up and take the charge. Maurice Harvey looking forward to a bigger role here for Miller Grove as well. Was part of a very solid bench rotation for Miller Grove during last season, backing up the likes of an Aaron Augustin and an Tariq Gilbert, both at Stephen F. Austin and UConn respectively. So another player who will have to mature very quickly here in this new season. Three-pointer on the way for Sharif Cooper, his first shot attempt. And it's a make. Score now 8-7 in favor of the Indians. We take a look at our assistant basketball coach replay. You're going to see the missed shot. Akinbola with the rebound, kicks it out to Cooper. The late contest, too tardy. Cooper with the triple. So neither team really able to stretch out beyond a 1 or 2 point advantage. As close as you would expect it to be this early in the season and this early in the contest. So Brandon Suggs knocked down McEachern's first three-pointer a couple minutes ago. There he gets the long two. We're 7-10 now. Largest lead of the game for either squad. Suggs going for the steal. It'll be last touch by McEachern, but Tay Hardy not able to protect the ball on that possession. Luckily for the Wolverines, it was Suggs that touched it last. Harvey putting it on the deck, has to hang in the air a little bit. Shot might have been partially deflected. Hellman and Lunchpail rebound inside, and Jermon Clark is going to head to the free throw line. Clark, transfer in from Arabia Mountain. Averaged right around 6.7 boards and 2 blocks last year. They'll use some of that interior presence for Miller Grove here this season. And on November 19th, 21st, and 22nd, join us on SUVtv for the Jared Cook Tip-Off Classic, hosted by North Gwinnett High School. You can make it out to Sewanee, Georgia for a great cause. Proceeds benefiting Susan G. Coleman for the Cure. If you're not in the area or can't make it, check it out on SUVtv. Here playing live and direct now, we got Isaac Okoro, known as a high flyer, but showing he can shoot the ball a little bit as well. His most recent jumper makes it 13-9 as we approach the final minute. Okoro Saw him on a great SUVtv replay as AOT took on Game Elite there during the live period in July. He had a huge game, picked up an Auburn offer that next week. So Okoro, a player to keep an eye on. Shot challenge, and George Wilson will head to the charity stripe. Foul going to go against number 5, J. Mack. My apologies, correction there. That's Trey Peoples for McEachern. Number 5, Trey Peoples. Sharif Cooper going to get a breather. Coming in will be Jared Bush. One AOT running Rebel subbing in for another. Bush will get it over to McElroy. Okoro going to try to get back-to-back threes. This one's off to the left. Wilson with the rebound, and he'll look to push. Ball poked away, helter-skelter, back and forth. Bush coming the other way. And foul, I believe is going to go against number 4 there, Lorenzo Anderson. So Anderson making sure Bush has to go to the line to earn it. Not a bad foul there, as you already see the first free throws missed. Second one en route. And Bush splits the pair. (14-11) ball game, under the minute mark now. Hardy making that move within the space of a phone booth, was able to make it through, couldn't get the layup to go. Some of what Tay Hardy can do doesn't look as elusive as he is with the ball in his hands. You saw that move in tight space. Setting up for the charge there was Devin Gordon. But before that contact, foul goes against McEachern. Penalty situation, that's their 17 fouls. We'll have a 1-and-1 opportunity for George Trey Wilson. Head coach Mike Thompson there. Team with a 3-point lead. Plenty of time left to go here in the contest. Roughly about 30 seconds for the first quarter. That one's blocked. Jermon Clark denying Isaac Okoro. Anderson looking to turn it into points. Kicks off the back of the rim. Bush trying to advance the ball. Hardy will tip it out of play. Last shot will be taken here by Miller Grove in this quarter. Hardy with about 5 seconds to work with. He'll be bumped by Gordon. Tay Hardy heads to the free throw line. He can create easy shots, but he's also a tough shot maker. One of the toughest shots I saw that guy hit was in the state championship game last year against Allatoona. Lost the pass in traffic. It was below his knees. He picked it up, hung in the air until just before that last second where a travel would have been called, and made a crucial bucket in a dogfight of a championship game. Miller Grove won 50-48. Distant memory now as they're more focused on this current season. But that's the type of player we're dealing with, and we've got a good game. 14-11, McEachern with a 3-point lead. We'll be back with more Georgia Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic action.
You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to get out of your neighborhood. You're not supposed to believe you can do it. Yeah, you were told you were going to be one of the greats. But they told so many others the same thing. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to pass the ball so much. Or play like a giant. No matter what. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to play 40 minutes and make up 40 feet.
And welcome back to the action. Second quarter underway. On the floor for Miller Grove, Harvey, Clark, Page, Hardy, and Wilson. On the floor for McEachern, you've got Trey Peoples, uses that off arm to keep Kevin Page away from the shot and lays that one in off the window. Peoples joined on the floor by Bush, Okoro, McElroy, and Devin Gordon. Gordon slightly undersized there against Page on the block. Page wants it, but both he and Tay Hardy are right there in close proximity. So Miller Grove not liking the spacing. They'll swing it over to the other side. Wilson in a tough spot there in that corner. Gets out of trouble. Clark, southpaw jumper, money in the bank. Trey Peoples put a hand up. Still not enough to stop Clark from getting the deuce. Still a trio of points separates the two squads. McEachern leading. Okoro. Gordon with the offensive board. Peoples. Nothing but purple jerseys around him, but he makes something out of nothing. And that was one of those where he just sort of threw that one up just to go right after it. Sticks with it, gets the lay-in, pushes the lead to 5 points. Good anticipation there by Okoro. And the lay-in. Defense by Wilson there, making that a below-the-rim play as opposed to some of the high-flying plays we're accustomed to. That pass was telegraphed. Okoro taking advantage of a nonchalant pass attempt, scoop, and the score there by Okoro. Miller Grove wants a timeout to talk it over. Sir Isaac and company leading by 7 here just under the 6-minute mark. See if Sharif Cooper will enter the game after this timeout. The youngster already has an offer from Auburn. That is, I believe the first D1 offer, but will definitely not be the last. Good pedigree when it comes to the basketball IQ and an ability to make plays on the floor when you look at the family lines. Father Omar Cooper not only organizes this event, but coaches AOT basketball. Sister Taya Cooper, University of Tennessee volunteer. So back to the action. George Wilson able to lay that one up to get his first points of the contest. Was Miller Grove to within 5. Gordon going to try the floater. Kicks off the back of the rim, tipped around. Harvey picks it up. Sworn Seals able to come over and block that one after the strong move by Harvey. And it's Hardy with the steal all by himself. Easy slam. So it was Hardy making that type of pass and having it stolen for an Okoro layup there. Roll reversal as he gets the steal and the easy flush. 3-point ball game. Cooper gonna try a triple. Already has one, this one short. Devin Gordon checks out for McEachern. In will be number 10, Allen Breed. Jalen Mason back in for Miller Grove. Mason in the corner, now they'll work it into Page. Page, he's been calling for the ball over the past couple minutes, been patiently waiting for it. Keeps that pivot foot, but the shot off the mark, Seals with the rebound. Okoro to Breed, no sir, says Kevin Page. Smacks that one out of there. Here's Hardy off to the races, and the lay-in. I like this point in the game right here. I think both teams are loose. The cold legs are gone, and it's time to roll. 1-point contest. Okoro going baseline. Refs letting them play. Okoro earns a trip to the free throw line. See Tay Hardy scoring. He can do it in a variety of ways. Open court, half court. That's that swag backpedal right there. Plenty of points to be had in order to go home with this W, but to see both teams not only picking up the energy, but the productivity as well should make for a very good remainder of the game here at the GE8 TOC. Steal by Hardy, ahead to Harvey. Easy lay-in, no timeout by McEachern, no need to panic, but momentum has shifted in the favor of Miller Grove. But momentum has come in short swings for both of these squads, neither one really letting the other pull away, 3 points being the biggest lead. Wheeling, dealing is Clark, can't get the shot to go. Seals gonna pass it ahead to Cooper. Cooper challenged by Mason. Quasi-challenge there as Mason just wanted to keep him honest. Pass intended for Clark. Easy layup drill there for Cooper. Seals calling for it there against Page on the block. They'll have to get it out the net. Now Isaac Okoro nails down the jumper just in front of the Miller Grove bench. A lot of times you get a guy that can dunk and jump and make athletic plays like Okoro, you get the question of can he shoot? For anybody that might have that question, Okoro's body of work so far early on in this game has been solid. He's got 3 3-pointers. Page with the offensive rebound and the lay-in. 23-25, little high-low action. People's pass is broken up. Trey Peoples earns a trip to the free throw line. Foul going to go against Jermon Clark. So Jonathan Robinson and Miller Grove coming off an exhibition loss to Gainesville in what was a tough game. I wasn't there on site, but you got a Gainesville squad that's going to be a tough team to beat, regardless of who's getting off the bus. Applied pressure defense early on that Miller Grove had some trouble with. In exhibition games, you expect there to be some kinks to be worked out, but Gainesville beat them to the punch there in that contest, and it was also it wasn't an exhibition game atmosphere from what I hear, as Gainesville and Hall County got up for that one. But again, it was exhibition, and if Miller Grove has any takeaways they could put into play tonight, it would help them start the true season off 1-0. McEachern dropped one against Newton County. High school home of Ashton Hagens, one of the up-and-comers here in the state of Georgia. So send Mason to the line. Misses, ball's being tipped around, poked away by Anderson, and Clark stepped on the sideline in his save attempt. Under the 3-minute mark here in second quarter action. We're going to see a little bit of a zone look here from Miller Grove. Cooper surveying it. Seals, quick pass, had a brief window to get it to Akambola. He loses it but tips it to Cooper. Can't get the roll with Seals. Akambola denied inside. Now here's Wilson. Stepping through, no sir, as Okoro smashes that one against the window and gets the crowd in here on their feet in the meantime. Those hops per Isaac Okoro, not just used on the offensive side. Wilson was on a mission. SWAT team. Okoro with the full extension as he denies that one. And a very active first half for Okoro on both ends. Very solid reason why McEachern has the margin, even though it's a narrow one. Okoro good on the second free throw, now a 4-point lead. Mason gets it out of that corner over to Anderson. Anderson, no good on the jumper. Okoro with the rebound, gets it ahead to Cooper. Cooper tried to bullet that one in there to Seals. It's stolen. Hardy behind the back, gets it to Wilson. Wilson hangs and is able to finish. So you're seeing the 2 times where they've been able to meet Okoro with body first in order to negate some of that shot blocking ability. It's boded well for him. First Hardy, then Wilson. But Wilson will get called for the foul there on the 3-point attempt. And Coach Robinson had a pretty good angle on it. He's not happy with the call. But the official saw something. So 3 free throws coming for Okoro. The way he's knocked a few of those down early on in this game. Jumper will not be taken lightly from here on out. Another thing not to be taken lightly, that schedule for Holiday Hoops Giving. November 25th and 26th. You can catch that one on SUVtv. The Colin Sexton versus Trayvon Duval. Pebblebrook versus IMG respectively. That's just one matchup out of a very solid lineup. Tay Hardy gets a trip to the line, and that's one of those, you got to have a little bit of juice, a little bit of swag behind your name to get that call there. If Hardy wasn't able to demonstrate his ability to score the ball and make some of the moves he does, I think you get an instance there where the ref is going to see that as out of control and not really reward him with the foul call there, but he's able to make that type of move and finish off of it, so it makes a difference. Sometimes it's a subconscious thing when it comes to the officials, but I'm sure we've all seen plenty of instances where certain players get certain calls. That one was a foul, but we've also seen instances where fouls occur, but because that player has already gotten that stigma of losing the ball or being out of control, the official's going to make them earn it as opposed to bailing them out. Okoro gets the ricochet, now up top to Bush. Seals working on the baseline, uses the rim as a protector, and is able to finish that one just past Jermon Clark. 5-point contest. Harvey to Clark. Clark, a little bit of contact there. Clark doesn't get the call. Rebound by Okoro. That's too easy. That's way too easy. Nobody stopped ball. So Okoro with the chin up on the rim. Seven-point contest as we are under the minute mark here in the second quarter. That one too strong off the glass. Rebound by Okoro. He's doing a lot here in this first half. I don't think he's done scoring. That one kicks off the back of the rim, gets the offensive rebound. Okoro gonna try a 3 this time. Ice cream. Isaac Okoro putting in work here in McEachern. We take a look at our assistant basketball coach replay. Okay, so nobody's going to stop ball, huh? Must not have seen the scouting report. That's an easy slam there for Okoro. Ball is lost. Pass ahead. A lot of mustard on it. Mason chases it down and throws it off of Akinbola. And that will do it for the first half here at the Georgia Elite Eight Tip-Off Classic. McEachern has stretched out to a 10-point advantage here in the nightcap. We will be back with more second half action after this halftime break.
You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to get out of your neighborhood. You're not supposed to believe you can do it. Yeah, you were told you were going to be one of the greats. They told so many others the same thing. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to pass the ball so much. Or play like a giant. No matter what. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to play 40 minutes and make up 40 feet and make a defensive play. A defining moment in your career. You're not even supposed to be here. And yet, here you are.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
If you want a used vehicle, but you also want peace of mind, you want a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Because every Ford CPO vehicle is given a rigorous 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. From the radiator to the transmission, to the engine, to the air conditioning. And every Ford CPO vehicle is backed by Ford. With 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage. Plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. Ford Certified Pre-Owned, a car that's inspected by Ford and backed by Ford. So what does that mean to you? Relax, it's covered.
Welcome back to the Georgia's Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic, about ready to get the third quarter rolling. 10-point advantage for the McEachern Indians over the Miller Grove Wolverines. Nightcap of the inaugural Georgia's Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic, an event that will only get better year after year. I have enjoyed being at this year's opening event, christening the newly renovated Loving Good Arena here at McEachern High School. For those that might just be joining us, best way to summarize the first half, after a slow start by both teams, it was McEachern that got on the good foot before the Wolverines, in large part due to Isaac Okoro, who scored 18 points there in that first half, and his impact goes beyond just the points that he scored in terms of rebounding and the defensive side of the ball. Okoro made his presence felt. Sharif Cooper, good job of running the offense. There, passes it, moves. Nice cut, assist by Okoro, and the layup by Cooper. 12-point contest. Getting the step is Anderson, called for the reach in. Here's Brandon Suggs. On the Miller Grove side of things, Tay Hardy led them in scoring, matched his jersey number with his first half points. Hardy gonna try a three-pointer, hand in face there by Cooper, rebound by Suggs. Active hands there in the passing lanes for Harvey, tripped up. Still early in the season, talked about Harvey taking on more of the load here for Miller Grove. After seeing him in close proximity last season, was one of those guys that even when he wasn't a starter was always very engaged in the game. Exactly how you want your bench to be in terms of staying locked in, seeing the game, but being ready to contribute when they got in. Tay Hardy, again, able to hang in the air and finish that layup. Specializes in knocking down tough shots, as that last play might indicate. Hardy just hangs in the air, waits for the contact. You see some communication between he and Harvey. I think he wanted Harvey to go in, attack, and possibly shoot that. Harvey dropped it off to him, so Hardy just made the most out of it, hung in the air, got some contact, and went to the line. And again, I think that was another one of those calls to where he's earned a little bit of that standing, because he went up and it looked like more of a potential vertical play. On December 27th through the 30th, join us on SUVtv for the inaugural Tournament of Champions. That is a 4-day, 2-gymnasium event at the new Wheeler High School. That will be a good event to see, but first and foremost, in this game right here, Sharif Cooper gets his second three-pointer of the contest, pushes the lead back to 11 points. It was on that same floor at Wheeler where we had a summer replay on SUVtv, AOT versus Game Elite. That was a game where Cooper, Okoro, and Akinbola showed a great teaser of what the McEachern season could look like. In a big-time live period contest is Jermon Clark, though, eating his Wheaties and finishing through a few McEachern defenders there. A chance to pull Miller Grove to within 8 points. Free throw won't cooperate. Seals with the rebound. Now here's Cooper. Cooper guarded by Anderson. Called for the push-off. Good, that official wasn't, if he was commentating that game where Michael Jordan made that move on Byron Russell, one of the greatest shots in NBA history, probably would have been waved off. He would have called an offensive foul on that play. Saw a little bit of an extension. You know, would I have called it? No. Am I a certified official? No is the answer to that too, so I'll let them do what they do. We continue to look on. 9-point contest, 5 minutes, 27 seconds. McEachern has led for the majority of this one, but Miller Grove stays right there in striking distance. I want to see some 2-3 zone here by McEachern. Clark wants it on the block against the taller Akinbola. Hardy wheeling, dealing, hangs in, avoids Akinbola. Offensive rebound by Clark. No sir, says Babatunde. He swats that one towards the cinder block wall. Anderson cutting and laying that one in. Miller Grove not just standing back, taking a bunch of jump shots, making Akinbola and company defend on the inside. And so far they've done a good job, but they're continuing to force that. Meanwhile, George Seals does a chin up on the rim. That was a little bit of a fusion there. As Akinbola comes back, gets the block, clearing some space. It's Hardy. Hardy hangs, can't get the shot to go. Seals with the rebound in traffic. Get off me, ball. Just throws it up. Luckily, it makes it to Suggs, but Harvey comes back and steals it. Harvey's got 2 men ahead, just needs to throw it up. Now he'll get it to Hardy. Hardy going to be fouled there. Is going to go against Seals. Foul on the floor. Hardy will throw it in there on the baseline. Back in for McEachern, number 5, Trey Peoples. As Suggs will have a seat. 9-point game. Here's Wilson. Wilson, nice pass to Anderson for the lay-in. George Trey Wilson. Another contributor off that Miller Grove bench last year. More work to do, loads to lift here in this season. That'll prompt the timeout as we've got a 7-point game here at the GE8 TOC. Take a look at another assistant basketball coach replay. So you'll see the assist by Wilson and Anderson able to lay it in. You don't have a lot of time in order to catch that ball and go up with the shot there with the way that Seals, Akinbola, as well as Okoro are flocking to the ball. The catch has to be in stride, and you got to be able to finish there with those long arms. Miller Grove doing a better job of that over the past few minutes. Both teams making it tough to score inside. It can be tough to get inside the arena there in Dayton, Ohio, specifically Kettering. Trent Arena, the site of the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. We go into the 15th annual year, and you can catch it on SUVtv, MLK Weekend 2017. Some of the teams in the field include Wheeler High School, which at the Flying to the Hoop press conference, some say could be the number 1 team in the country on paper. With the season still yet to be determined, IMG will be in that one, Huntington Prep. And several other talented teams join us on SUVtv for the coverage. Miller Grove was at Flying to the Hoop last year. That was where Tariq Gilbert found out he would be a McDonald's All-American right there at the host hotel in the lobby. Feeling good. Feeling great. How are you today, Mr. Sharif Cooper? Another triple, 36-46. Knocking it down from outside. I believe that was Anderson that answered back with the bucket. So Miller Grove is pulled to within 8. Wilson and guarded up top by Bush. Ball poked away, the back tap. Pass ahead, easy lay in there for Allen Breed. Lead back out to 10 points. Anderson over to Clark. Clark, free throw line jumper, no good. Okoro, he's been relatively quiet here in the third quarter, and I say that relatively speaking. He had a great first half, brought home 18 points, hasn't forced things here in the third. Really just let things flow. The point guard play of McEachern so far. Not doing anything spectacular, but taking care of the ball, getting things set up. That's been Sharif Cooper as well as Jared Bush when he's come in to give Cooper a breather. Another steal there for Tay Hardy. He's got a minimum of 3 on today. Calls for it back. Clark gets it to him. Harvey spinning, wheeling, dealing inside. Cannot get the bounce. A good move by Harvey. Wanted a foul. Won't get one. Okoro in the corner, could get his first 3-point make of the second half. No, sir. Akinbola with the rebound. 2 for $1 sale on threes. Cashing in from the top of the key, Allen Breed. Coach Robinson wants a timeout there for Miller Grove. The lead is now 13 for the McEachern Indians. Hustling on the offensive glass is Akinbola, able to catch that one, step in stride. You know what we call that? Ice cream. There by Allen Breed. So a team effort here by McEachern has them leading with a 13-point advantage. On January 21st, that will be the final showcase event of the high school season for us. It will be the Peachtree Corners Invitational. Jesse McMillan and Norcross basketball, they put together a great lineup. Each year, there are always some teams that are Dix Nationals relevant at that event. Wheeler's in the field, Norcross is in the field, a couple good teams out of the DMV area. You can check out SUVtv, read the article to not only stay up to date on the upcoming broadcast, but check out the field of teams. Marcus Burnett here at the Georgia Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic, ready to resume play. 13-point advantage for McEachern. Pass to Harvey, and Harvey got caught up. It looked like he saw Jermon Clark for a second. He had a brief pocket to be able to make that pass in. That closed up quickly, was caught with nowhere to go. Breed being pressured by Hardy. Flaring out, Breed with the catch. Got the shot they wanted, did the McEachern offense. They miss it, but Akinbola has been quite an insurance policy inside here over the past few minutes. Tough shot forced there by Peoples. Now here's Wilson. He's got Hardy on the wing. Hardy, fancy footwork, and will go to the line. Trying to lobby for a goaltending call there on Okoro. Official saying head to the free throw line, young man. That's where Hardy will go. You see him stepping around to avoid the charge. Okoro still got a piece of that on the way up. Can't knock Hardy for trying to talk the official though into the goaltending call. Hardy doing good with the transition in terms of being the primary scoring option for Miller Grove this season. All over the passing lanes. Mo Harvey with the steal and the flush. That's some of the Mo Harvey Miller Grove Wolverine fans expect to see this year. Makes it a 9-point game. Bush, wide open three. Money ball. You could just hear the crowd up for that one. It was a good look, and he knocks it down accordingly. In need of a lifeline is Wilson. He'll get it out to Harvey. Harvey hangs and is fouled. I believe that's going to go against Peoples. See good ball movement. Multiple players getting involved in the act on the defensive end. Shooting the passing lane, that's too easy. By the way, I do this. Going up top for the finish. That was Harvey with the steal, but whenever Miller Grove has really tried to kind of enforce their will on this game. McEachern has done enough to be able to fend them off. Case in point, Isaac Okoro was hot in the first half, but he's not just using that as a license to take bad shots. Everybody's eating. Ace Boogie off paid in full would be proud. That's a splash there by Bush. So Okoro will head to the free throw line. Chance to extend the 10-point advantage to 10 plus. First free throw is good. Lorenzo Anderson checks back in for Miller Grove. And the second free throw good for Okoro. He's now 12. Wilson being harassed by Bush. Akinbola hedges. Wilson having to work a lot to get to that opportunity, and they still had 3 or 4 hands in the way. Balls loose, helter-skelter. Look out, ladies and gentlemen. Isaac Okoro. You're going to affect some flight patterns, young man. Everybody was ready for that one. You got Josh Pasner along the baseline, sitting right there along with event director Omar Cooper. And everybody just knew, just sit back, hold your drink or your popcorn, and let Isaac Okoro do the rest. 14-point game. Pass ahead to Breed. Breed with the finish in transition, and what a way to end the third quarter for McEachern. This place is loud. And it's a 16-point advantage for the host Indians. We'll be back with more Georgia Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic after this short quarter break.
I got a high ankle sprain going for a rebound.
Injuries are part of playing.
I got hit catching a pass and broke my collarbone.
So it's good to know that the sports medicine doctors, therapists, and athletic trainers at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta are experts at treating young athletes. If your child suffers any kind of sports-related injury,
I got hit and dislocated my shoulder.
bring him to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
If you want a used vehicle, but you also want peace of mind, you want a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle. Because every Ford CPO vehicle is given a rigorous 172-point inspection by Ford factory-trained technicians. From the radiator to the transmission, to the engine, to the air conditioning, and every Ford CPO vehicle is backed by Ford. With 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty coverage. Plus 12-month, 12,000-mile limited warranty coverage. Ford certified pre-owned. A car that's inspected by Ford and backed by Ford.
Welcome back to the Georgia Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic. Josh Pasner, head coach at Georgia Tech. Their baseline taking in the sights here at the GE8 TOC. Speaking of Tech, Babatunde Akinbola already has an offer from GT, the big man for McEachern. He's already changed and blocked several shots. Akinbola has the type of wingspan that is going to make his presence felt on the floor. Was able to see that in the travel season with AOT. And very big expectations for him in terms of taking up space on both sides of the floor here at McEachern this season. First free throw good for Okoro. This is a young McEachern team, and I can only imagine if they still had Isaac Martin here as a member of this staff. Martin, one of the talented players at the Wheeler High School team that is ranked in the top 25 along with 4 other teams in the Atlanta area. Those 4 other teams, Westlake, Norcross, Pebblebrook, and Green Forest Christian. Name another place where you can hop on a bypass and be able to hit 5 teams in the top 25. Hop on 285, you can do that here in the Atlanta area. Something to be proud about. Quick pause in the action. Officials get whatever needed to be squared away, taken care of. Some issues to be worked out for Miller Grove as they now find themselves down 18. Trying to turn up the pressure on the defensive end. Sidestep, three-pointer as the ceiling was ready to come off of this one. Had he knocked that one down, Miller Grove gets to stop. Now here's Hardy. Hardy's got to find that happy medium between being aggressive but getting teammates involved. It's not easy to do. He's done it so far up to this point, but when you're the primary scoring option, even though you don't want to force it, sometimes you do have to be a little bit more assertive. I think we'll see more of that here in this fourth quarter. Not to knock what he's done up to this point, but per the scoreboard, additional changes needing to be made. Going to the free throw line and scoring with no clock running off, no time running off the clock is always a good scenario. Makes the first. Silky on the second. Violation will send it the other way. Just under the 7-minute mark left to play here in the fourth. So plenty of time left, but time still of the essence for Miller Grove. Clark gets the step on Akinbola, loses the handle, but it looks like Peoples will be called for the foul. Good sequence here by Miller Grove over the past few possessions. Really being deliberate on continuing to attack and getting to the free throw line. Could be a good medicine for what has ailed them throughout this game and trying to score while also slowing down McEachern. I think it slow that energy up more than going to the line, knocking down your free throws, and then slowing McEachern up in the process. But if you're Clark, got to make sure you can at least split the pair after missing the first. And he does. Also, from a team foul standpoint, McEachern has 10 team fouls just to Miller Grove's 4. So, penalty situation where MG can live at the line if they're fortunate enough. Reed working. Clark comes over the top, but it's interesting to see who the foul is called on. They call it on Wilson. It looked like Wilson was just trying to contest and get out of there after a quick swipe at the ball. Clark came over with the block, but the foul against Wilson. Give Miller Grove their 15th foul as Lorenzo Anderson checks back in. Coro caught in that corner. A lot of air under that pass. Give me that, says Hardy. Saw that ball in the air as he knew it was Hardy that would come down with it. Miller Grove back at the free throw line. First free throw is good. Checking back in for McEachern. Number 2, Sharif Cooper. Number 15, Twarren Seals. And number 14, Brandon Suggs. Much deserved rest there for Akinbola. So Cooper has it. You're going to see McEachern be more and more patient as time dwindles off the clock. Seals, that's a wide open look for Breed. And that's the type of patience that could be dangerous. They're not just taking the air out of the ball and messing themselves up by trying to stall. They're just being patient and looking for a good shot. They got it there, and even though they couldn't knock it down, still keeping some semblance of a rhythm is McEachern. How many times have you seen a team have a lead and and trying to be too cautious. The other team goes on a run, then they have to turn their offense back on, and it makes it a tougher scenario to do so. McEachern still staying pretty loose on offense, even though that last three didn't go down. Take Hardy gets another trip to the line, and I can count about 4 or 5 trips to the line for Miller Grove out of their past 5 or 6 possessions. So they're checking that box in terms of creating free throw opportunities. Just have to continue to get stops. 11-point game now. Cooper being aggressive on the catch, finds Suggs. Breed, almost from an identical spot, knocks it down, and he'll have a free throw to shoot. And as Hardy fouls him on the shot attempt. The bench fired up. Big play made there by Breed. Again, gave them credit for the ball movement. The previous possession, even though he didn't make the shot, they get him a similar look. This time he was under more duress, but he still knocks it down and gets the free throw on the back end for the 4-point play. So a 14-point contest. Miller Grove, it's go time if they're going to try to come back and close this one. We'll be back with more here from the GE8 TOC. Appreciate you watching them work here on SUVtv, and that is what McEachern has done up to this point, but cannot clock out just yet. 5 minutes, 46 seconds left on this shift. Meanwhile, Miller Grove trying to put in some overtime over the next few minutes to close this gap. Cooper lost that one up to Suggs, tries to get it back, ball is loose. Rough bounce there for Miller Grove, doesn't go their way. Here, Seals ripped away by Harvey. Good defense there ahead to Anderson for the lay-in. A 12-point game now. Okoro going baseline and has that one just short. He left that one short. I don't think they got a piece of that. He was just, and it wasn't like he came up short in terms of his elevation, just in terms of how far he cocked the ball back. Couldn't get that dunk to go. It's a 10-point contest now. So I'm not sure if that's a McEachern timeout or a technical foul on Coach Thompson. And it looks like Coach Mike Thompson has been teed up. Oh, no, he hasn't. I guess when I saw Coach's complexion there on the sideline, the officials' hand gestures, as well as Tay Hardy walking over to that free throw line, I just assumed the technical hadn't been called, but I guess it was a warning. Breed in the corner, in and out. Looked like Anderson might have got a piece of it. Now he's running, trying to finish. Missed the shot, follow-up, rolled out of there. Another crack at it for Miller Grove, and they will go to the free throw line. Sills, the former Wolverine, sends current Wolverine Lorenzo Anderson to the strike. You couldn't have done a better job of getting to the free throw line here over the past couple minutes if you're Miller Grove. They've done just that. Tightened up a couple screws on the defensive end. And now find themselves in a winnable game, down just 10. Anderson good on the first. We'll see who that goes off of. They'll say poked out of bounds by Jamon Clark. Gap cut to single digits now. 9-point contest. McEachern has played loose and done a good job the entire game. Can Miller Grove try to make them tighten up a little bit here in the final 4 minutes? Mason called for the foul. I think you can put that foul there in the ticky-tack folder. That's these guys are playing too hard for that kind of call, and I say that on both sides. You know, for the most part, they've let both of these teams play, and now with 4 minutes left, you'd like to see that continue. Meanwhile, Sharif Cooper says, I don't know anything about that, Chief. I'm looking to knock these 2 free throws down, though. Gets the first, second one on the way, knocks them both down. Cool, calm, collected. Not the first time a Cooper point guard has been that way here in this McEachern gymnasium. Taya Cooper courtside. Brother Sharif trying to take care of business. Wazi pulled that one back out as he got further under the rim than he wanted to, but turnover. Tries to knock it away. Wilson going through the gauntlet there. So Trey Wilson heads to the line. It's the first free throw. Eventful trip to the stripe there for Wilson. Back to a 9-point game. Oh, risky pass. Here's Hardy. One man to beat. Uses his size. Good job by Cooper to help change that shot a little bit. Hardy realizes how valuable this possession is. Determined to go and get that one after missing the initial lay. Good contest there by Cooper. I'll be honest with you, sizing that play up, I felt like Hardy had too much size. I think he was going to lower that shoulder a little bit and give Cooper just enough of a bump to lay that one in. Cooper had other plans. Forced a tough shot. And a guy that often hits tough shots to miss, but Hardy sticks with it. Can't get the first free throw to go. Misses both of them. Hardy can't believe it. But has to let that go and focus on this next play. McEachern will call a timeout. Hardy upset with himself, but I'm sure more focused on trying to make sure they get the stop so he can try to make up for that. 3 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the contest, and we'll be back with the final 3 minutes or so. McEachern and Miller Grove. Back out of the timeout. A 9-point advantage for McEachern. I'll take a quick timeout. If you haven't checked out the Miller Grove Reclaiming the Crown documentary, be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel there at SUVtv. Totally new season. All teams are focused on bringing home a state title this year. I think you'll find it to be a pretty cool project with a lot of common threads that teams, coaches, players, and communities run into when it comes to getting that state title. So check it out. Tell us what you think. With that being said, back to the action. The Wolverines fighting here down by 9. Good atmosphere to be able to play your first game in. Will be a better atmosphere as they can hop on the bus headed back to DeKalb County with a victory. McEachern in a good position to make sure that doesn't happen. Cooper with it. They've already run about 20+ seconds off the clock. Cooper behind the back, step back, can't get the shot to go. Okoro with a grown man rebound inside and able to lay it up and in. Akinbola gets the block. Bodies all over the floor to get it. And it's going to be last touch by Mason. You give Brandon Suggs credit there. He was the first to the floor. Wasn't able to grab it cleanly, but forced Mason to have to work to pick it up. Goes out of bounds off of him. Here's Cooper now. Shot no good. Hardy had boxed out Akinbola. As you can see on that play, that wasn't enough from keeping him from getting to that ball. Babatunde cannot hold on to it, so back to Miller Grove. 11-point game. Can't afford any wasted possessions. Got to score with almost every opportunity from here on out if you're at Miller Grove. Suggs. I'll settle for the mid-range, says Suggs, 59-72. Tay Hardy heads back to the line. Kevin Page checks in for Wilson. Lead 11 for McEachern. Cooper, cool customer, got it to Suggs. Almost gift wrapped him a layup. Suggs kept the receipt. Couldn't get the layup to go on one end, but Hardy scores on the other. Back to a 9-point game, but that's been almost a broken record here over the past couple minutes. Miller Grove cuts it down to 9, and McEachern responds to keep it there. Got a timeout on the floor. The minute 27 remaining. We'll keep it right here. Minute 27 left to play here in this one. Look at the pieces here for McEachern. Babatunde Akinbola listed as one of the players to watch. You've been able to see his impact on the glass on both ends. Isaac Okoro, in addition to using that size to rebound the ball, 18 first half points. Has been more blue collar in terms of his scoring in the second half, but he did have one high flying dunk that almost expected a speaker that was about 8-9 feet away. And Sharif Cooper, the young point guard, part of why they were able to respond when they've needed to, but also maintain this lead is because of his composure at the point guard position. Miller Grove turned the defense up, and even though you saw some turnovers, for the most part, in a very steady ship led by Cooper, challenging Kevin Page, and winning it there is Isaac Okoro. And you know what I like about that play? You got a high flyer in Okoro. You got Kevin Page, who's done a good job blocking shots up to this point in exhibition play. He and KJ Buffin met at the rim a couple times, and when you're a shot blocker and a rim protector, that right there is going to happen sometime. So respect to Page for being the defender he is, and respect for Okoro. Seeing Page on level 8 and taking it up to level 10, finishing through the contact. That's just good basketball there. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. Okoro playing the role of bear there in that sequence, 63-75. Okoro comes up with the steal. He was unselfish, but everybody else in the gym wanted him to take off again. As he gave it up, and I'd say 95% of the gym was just preparing to stand up on their feet again. But he passed it, and that's some of the unselfishness you've seen from Okoro throughout the game. Suggs at the line. Suggs makes both, pushes the lead to 14. That one's short. Pass ahead to Cooper. Cooper with the easy lane. Wolverines answer back with the layup. The final 39 seconds or so, really just a formality. As McEachern has this one in hand and just adding some points for good measure at this point. Suggs with the jumper. As you see people getting up, looking to beat some of that Powder Springs traffic on the way out of here. Final few seconds are approaching. They'll foul Cooper, 19 foul, so he will go to the line. A couple more opportunities for free throw practice. So McEachern coming up on a very good win to start the season. Talked about the test this will serve as for Sharif Cooper. The youngin cutting his teeth on more and more key matchups and experiences as his career goes on. This one against Miller Grove, the way their guard core defends. A good one for him here on opening night. Isaac Okoro with the great game. Akinbola, Suggs, Breed, and Bush with key contributions. And Miller Grove drops the first game of the season. McEachern able to win on their home floor. Long season ahead for both of these squads. We appreciate you joining us for the opening game here on SUVtv. Signing off from the inaugural Georgia Elite 8 Tip-Off Classic.
Gonna live my dream.